Okay, so now that you're getting more familiar with the experience of WordPress, a couple things I want to share with you. The difference between how WordPress does handle posts and pages in reference to themes. So as an example, right now I have our theme that we picked here. Here's the front end, here's the back end. Now notice there's two different types of editing capabilities for editing a post or editing a page. There's something called quick edit, and then there's edit. The quick edit experience will give you just a limited piece of information, but one of the cool things that you can turn on or off in the quick edit experience is you can choose to turn on or off comments. You can also choose to make that page pending review, draft, etc., etc. Now, these two options right here will not make the page viewable by a viewer. Viewable by a viewer. Say that 5 times fast. So those are the different options for quick edit. So let's go back here. And if I click on full edit, actually let's go here, and if I go on full edit, then I have a lot more options in here. Okay, so notice in here the options that I have. So one of the options that I have in here is I can choose to change its template. Now this particular theme only has the one template. Now how is that different over here from working with a post as an example? Well, with a post, you have actually a lot more options for that. So let me share that with you. So I'm going to go over here to post, and here's my list of posts. Similar to pages, if I click here, this is my quick edit. And again, this is where I can choose to put this into different categories. So let's say that this is supposed to be in the online training category, but it was also be part of the WordPress category. So I can do that as well. I can choose to allow or disallow comments. I can put in different tags for search engine optimization. We'll talk about that in more detail in subsequent videos. And based on these choices, I can go and update that. So that's getting into the quick edit view. If I go into the edit view itself, the full edit view, notice I can't change the categories from here. I can do that in quick edit, but I can't do that from here. Now I can change the categories itself by coming down here to the right, or I can make a new category on the fly. I can also do tags. But what I'm trying to share with you is that this experience, notice that I can't say write comments or not. So let's go back to this for a second. So just to share with you, this experience here, I can do my categories, but I can allow comments and pings. But if I go back to my page for the edit page itself, then I can't do my comments or pings. So it's just a different experience. Actually, this is my page meant to be in my post. My mistake on that. All right, now here's what I want to share with you. If I go in to edit this particular page or this particular post, because specifically it's a post, not a page. So let's use the exact vernacular here. I'm going to select edit. Now, the cool thing about this, because this is a post, not a page, recall that the page had different template options. This has different formatting options. So how do you want to present this particular post? You want this post to be in a side layout, which means I have content to the right. Is this an audio post? Maybe it's a gallery post. Maybe it's a series of links. So you're going to get a different experience. So as an example, I'm just going to go with my standard post, update that, and view my post. So here is my post by default. Now I'm going to keep that right where it is. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to make myself a new window. I'm just going to close this window too. So right now these are identical. This page I'm not going to refresh. I'm just going to keep there. This page under edit post. Keep in mind I talked about this before, because we're logged in as the admin. We can just simply go right into edit post. Then based on these choices, I want to maybe do a gallery post and update that. So now if I go to view post, depending on how this is set up. Now this comes down to how the theme itself is set up. So right now this looks the same because that's what it's defaulting to in that particular theme. Okay, so let's just do something a little different here. Okay, so let's go down here and pick our video post, or actually quote. Let's do a quote post. Say that 5 times fast. And let's view that. Okay. Now again, depending on the theme, it could look the same depending on the content and stuff. But what I'm trying to share with you is you're going to get different views depending on the type of layout that particular that that particular theme is using. So the purpose right now of this particular video is to share with you that you have these different options over here inside of a post, but you don't have those options inside of a page. What Page again calls it, Page calls it template. So depending on the type of theme that you're using, so as an example, let me switch over temporarily. Let's go ahead and switch over to Vantage again. So I'm going to come down here and select the Vantage and activate that. So now if I go to visit the site and I go and edit the page, okay, now this is asking us to install what's called Page Builder. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to talk about more Advantage in detail as the course progresses. But right now I just want to install this free plugin and activate that because that's what this particular theme is asking for. So I went ahead and installed that particular plugin right here. I can deactivate that, etc., etc. So let's go back under Pages, All Pages, and select this page here, which is our headers page. So if I come down here to the right, notice that I now have more templates based on that theme. Notice I didn't have more templates for this particular theme. I only had my default template. So this really comes down to the type of theme that you are using in order to procure your experience inside of WordPress. So as an example, let's go to View Page again. And I'm going to take that same page, copy that, Command T, Control T. So I'm going to keep this here statically. Okay, so here is my page right out of the box for that particular page. Okay, let's go and edit this page because we're logged in as the admin. We can do that from right here. And this is set up for my template. So let's do a full width template with no title. Let's see how that looks different from anything else. And let's view that, view the page. Now keep in mind the difference being is that this has the title headers page right there. This doesn't have the title. Now that's not a big to do, but I'm just sharing with you that those are the capabilities of this particular theme. And each theme is going to have a series of different combinations. But I just want to make you aware of how you can visually get your page to look different based on the choices down to the right. So let's pick something like Page Builder Home. Well, actually, I don't want to go into that right now. It's going to be a little confusing for you. Let's not do that right now. Let's go into blog. Let's see what the blog looks like, the blog experience, and view the page. Okay, so this is what the page looks like under blog experience. Okay, so this has the header, this doesn't. So here's what I want to share with you. And this is something that I can never teach a video on. It just comes down to experiencing with those different things in your practice. And here's another thing I want to talk about before we move forward. As great as my training is, and as insightful and as useful as my training is, if you don't practice what you've been taught, it's going to be for naught. So here's what I suggest. For every half hour to 45 minutes of video that you watch, spend 2 to 3 hours of practicing. Don't make it a race for yourself. The objective is to be the best user you can be, to be better than anybody else. That's going to pay off in the end because you'll be hired more, you'll work faster, you can charge more per hour. So here's what I really want to highlight. As great as my training is, which I consider is the best out there, okay, don't race through my videos. Take your time with it. For every half hour to say 45 minutes, let's even go with a half hour. For every half hour of video watching, spend the next 2 to 3 hours of practice. I don't encourage mistakes, but I want you to make mistakes. That's how we learn, as long as we learn from our mistakes. So the next video, we'll talk about more aspects of the backend admin working with themes. So stay tuned.